Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this evening's presentation, and we ask you once again politely, no cell phones at all during the show, please. No cell phones. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you so much for applauding. I know you like seeing Nate up here. I do too.
It's nice to see a full house. It's absolutely incredible.
So tonight you already know that you're in for a special treat, but I would also like to acknowledge the other filmmakers in our midst who have been with us all week. Director Charles Burnett, Director Ben Lear, and producer Sasha Alpert. Anybody else here? I think that's it. I hope I didn't leave anyone out. Sounds good? He's left. He left. Mike, no, the others, if they left, they're not being announced. Oh, but Michael Hausman. Oh, Michael Hausman. And so I'm going to introduce someone who's been here with us probably out of our 19 years, he may have been here 15 or 16 years. He is the co-president of Sony Pictures Classics. Over 35 years, they have garnered something like 160 Academy Award nominations for their films, with about 40 wins. Their most recent Golden Globe win was for the actress Isabelle Huppert, and he's going to introduce her, but welcome Michael Barker.
Hi. That's so nice. No, that's so nice. Thank you very much. Where's Michael Hausman? Hey, buddy. Good to see you. I've been here 15 times. You got to come the next 15. You know what? Someone asked me, well, why do you keep coming back? I said, well, you know, technology is a great thing. And as progress accelerates, you come to appreciate certain things that don't change in the quality of life, and that includes watching a movie on this screen. Right? It's such a privilege to be here. This deserves to be so meaningful. I've known Isabelle Huppert since the early 80s, personally. As a viewer, I remember the first time I saw her in a film. I was going to the University of Texas as a student, and I saw her in those few scenes in Going Places, and I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Who is that, you know? And then a few years later, Otto Preminger chose her out of anyone out there. She had never had a lead before in a movie, to be the lead with Peter O'Toole in a movie of his called Rosebud. And I remember I was also a student there. She was very young when she made these movies, and it was like, wow, look at that. And then I moved to New York City, and the first year I was in New York City, I saw a movie called The Lace Maker, which made her a star. And she is the kind of actress that is so good every time out of the box. We tend to take her for granted. We tend to take her talent for granted. We've seen her in great films directed by Paul Cox, in great films directed by Claude Chabrol, great films directed by Michael Haneke. I mean, when Michael Haneke, I have been with Michael Haneke several times when he talks about actors. And he talks about actors. When you have this kind of actor, you talk to him like this. When you have this kind of actor, you talk to them like this. And then he goes, but then there's Isabel. She's over here. And it's organic. It's by osmosis. There's something about her, the secret she has about acting that almost no one else has. And it's a communication thing that's almost, you don't need to verbalize. So we've taken that talent for granted. And what has happened is she has made over 100 films. And when this film, Elle, came about, there were journalists that said things like, one of them said, let's face it, this is the greatest living actress on film. And if you go back since the early 70s, she has been in 2 or 3 masterpieces every decade. And she is fearless. She will take on anything. And, you know, the thing about the magic of acting, when you see great acting, it's almost like you can't talk about it. You don't know what it is that makes great acting. And someone once told me that great acting is when you see a moment on the screen and you go, oh, did you see that? How did that person do that? That's an intangible. That's incredible. That is a seamless kind of match of role and actress and the piece and what you see on the screen. And when you watch this film tonight, you're going to see certain moments where you're going to go, wow, you just know it's great acting. There's specific moments in this film. There's one where she clicks up her heels, you know, and you go, what? Where did that come from, you know? But it fits. It is the persona of the film. And when we get to something like Elle, we have the perfect fusion of a great filmmaker and a great actress. Paul Verhoeven is another artist that, again, when you know, one thing Isabel and I have in common is we talk about the first time we realized who Paul Verhoeven was. And it was also when I was a student at the University of Texas and she was off making Going Places. It was seeing a movie called Turkish Delight. And we go, who is this guy? You know, it's kind of transgressive, it's kind of powerful, but it's also fun. And this has always been with him throughout his career. And then when he made this film, he has said over and over and over again, this film should not have been made if Isabel did not take this role. We have some clips to show you first, and then I will come out and introduce Isabel.
These clips, this tribute film, is by one of our Ebert Fellows, Carlos Aguilar. And I also extend an apology. I did not mention Director Rick Goldsmith.
I don't know if you remember, you'll always remember the moment you fell in love with Isabel. And the moment I fell in love with Isabel was her in Heaven's Gate. And I saw it recently, and if you haven't seen it, or you haven't seen it in a while, you need to see it. Because what you realize is how Michael Cimino could say, I will not make this movie unless Isabelle Huppert plays this part. I think it's time to bring out Isabelle Huppert.
Thank you, Michael. Good evening. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. Thank you. It's very moving for me being here. It's a Ebert Festival, and tonight I'm very grateful to Chaz Ebert and to Netcon to inviting me here because above everything, I feel the presence of Roger Ebert. He was so supportive of my work, and he was so supportive of French films, French cinema, and he's been a voice. It's such an important voice. I mean, I'm not sure if, well, I'm sure you realize, but you know, for us, it was really, really important to know what Roger thought about our work, and in particular about my work. So thank you for being so many here. And wow, my God, it's a beautiful place also, I have to say. It's really beautiful. So, well, I'm not going to take too much of your time. I hope you are impassioned to watch the film. This film, Michael Barker said so many great things about my work, and in particular about Elle. It was a big adventure for me to do the film and then to bring it here to this country, and the whole journey to bring it to people's attention. And it's a very special film. It was a very special role for me. I'll tell you more about it when I come back. And also to work with Paul Verhoeven, I never thought in my life I was going to work with him. Although, well, I could have done RoboCop or Starship Trooper, why not? But he's really a great director. He's an amazing director. And I think the more it goes, and the more we'll realize he has really a vision of the world. And without, you know, he doesn't really underline things, and he's too smart for this. He's too subtle in a way. And but for me, he's really a major director. So enjoy the screening, and I'll be back soon. And thank you very, very much. Thank you.